Well, hello, my friends. Kevin the Comic Doctor coming to you with another live CGC unboxing. Guys, it's been a while since I've been here. Well over a week. Had some personal matters to attend to, and so that kept me away from my regular streams here. Guys, I have 6 boxes. Actually, only 1 box arrived this week. And then another 5 arrived today. So I said, I better get on there and do at least 3 unboxings. So today I'm going to do 3 CGC unboxings. Probably take me about an hour. And as always, I didn't plan this one. It's an impromptu video. You know what? Subscribe to the channel. You can come on over to the chat area in just a few moments and we can chat about what's happening in the world of comic books. Okay? Any questions you might have about comic book pressing or cleaning or CGC submissions, happy to answer any questions you might have. Guys, if you're new here, I'm Kevin the Comic Doctor. I'm a comic book presser and I'm also an authorized CGC dealer and actually an authorized CGC Signature Series facilitator now. Hey, look at that. Located way up in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, and this is a live CGC unboxing. Again, probably 75 books or so we're going to go through today. We're going to start off with a pretty cool book I don't think I've ever showcased here on the channel ever, and it is right here. All right, we start off with a Paul Terry's Mighty Mouse Adventures #1 in a 5.0. And guys, this box, as you can see, several invoices. So this box obviously contains the books of, you know, a few different clients. And I think that is probably an economy book. That means economy books from this time last year are showing up. What else do we have here? We have a Fantastic Four #6 and a 5.5. Oh. A little bit of my illusion is going away there. Here we go. Let me just kind of, there we go. Now this one here has a conserved grade. And the conservation reads, conservation includes cover clean. Now my friends, we talked about this a few weeks ago. CGC is starting to crack down on cover cleaning. Now, not dry cleaning. Again, I'm not going to get into this now, but there's a lot of guys now that are doing, you know, chemical cleaning, washing of books. There's one guy who actually invented a washing machine for comic books. But, you know, the more this is going on, CGC is well aware of it, and they're starting to crack down on, you know, cleaning using solutions or wet techniques. I stay away from all that. Like I've said before, this person or this book was obviously tagged as having a clean cover. How you doing, guys? Welcome. I'll go over to the chat room in just a moment. We have a Marvel Comics Present 72 and a 9.6. And my dogs are going crazy. Someone's out there. Let's have a look. Whenever a dog walks by, my dogs go nuts. Next, we have a Marvel Secret Wars #3. I have to pay close attention to these slabs. A couple of times they're cracked, and I'm not noticing it. Guys, if you notice a crack on here, please speak up and let me know, because maybe I'm not catching it, even though it's right in my hands here. Let's see what else we have here. We have. I think this is actually the book. Is this Mike's book? Because he's been asking about this one. Marvel Team Up 20. Is that it, Mike? If you're out there. Bad Hombre. Marvel Team Up #20 and a 9.2. I'll do one more and I'll go over to the chat room and see what you guys are all doing. Now this one, this is interesting. I'll just show it to you. It's a Incredible Hulk #181. First appearance of Wolverine 9.0. It was sent down to CGC to be pressed and cleaned. We were going to try to get a bump on it. And they sent it back. They rejected it. And they rejected it, and they didn't even take it out and inspect it. So I don't know how you can reject a book like this. I'll put it over here. What the hell? I don't know how you can reject a book such as this without taking it out of the slab, taking it out of the inner sleeve, and having a very close look. Because there's oftentimes, and I've done this many times on books like this, where I have removed them from the slab, and I've done videos on it, and you've seen these videos where where you'll notice quite a bit of problems once the book has been removed from the slab and the inner well. They didn't do that. They just kind of gave it they eyeballed it and said, oh, yeah, no, we're not going to do it. They kind of did what I did, because the gentleman who owns this book asked if I would do it. And I said, listen, I can do it, but I kind of said I wouldn't. I said, leave it alone. And then he said, have let's send it to CCS and see what they say. And they also said, leave it alone. But I would have preferred them to crack it, have a better look at it, and then put it in a brand new slab. They didn't do that, which is kind of irritating. So he may want me to send it back to be reslabbed. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. Let's go over to the chat and see who's in the house today. I have no clue who is here. Let's see. As I put these ones away, Brian is here. Hey, Brian, how's it going? Get ready for our steak dinner, my friend. Looking very much forward to that next week. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Brad says, hey, Kev, is it possible to press and clean a book with signatures on it before submission? Would you recommend it? Sure. Yeah, you can press. Now, the thing is with signatures on the cover, if you have a signature with Sharpie, like a black Sharpie, not a problem. Pen, ink, like pen ink, no problem. Where you run into a little bit of potential problems are on comic books that are signed with like paint markers. A lot of artists and a lot of writers and whatever were signing with paint markers in white or silver or gold. The problem with that is, yeah, that can sometimes, when you heat that up, it can sometimes smear. It can sometimes the paint lifts onto the release paper, and so it lightens the signature. So look, ideally you want to have it signed and then pressed and then graded, but I mean, you can always press it, have it signed, and then have it graded as well. I mean, that's probably the safest way with a signature. But if it's a black marquee, if it's a black marquee, if it's a black Sharpie, not a problem at all. Not a problem. Look at that one again, guys. Isn't that cool? Mighty Mouse Adventures, #1 in a 5.0. We never see books like that too often, so it's cool to see a book like that here. Nice. All right, we will continue. Like I said, guys, I have a ton of books to share with you. Almost 75 books to share with you today. I think it is 75 books. Let's continue. What else do we have here? Oh, something came back. We have oh boy. We have a Amazing Spider-Man 607 signed by J. Scott Campbell and a 9.8. But waiting a long time for this one too. Is this Spiro's book? I think it's Spiro's book. I'm not sure. I'm thinking it is. Now, as you guys probably heard at the top of the show, I am now a CGC, authorized CGC Signature Series facilitator. What does that mean? It means I can now organize events where comics can be signed by celebrities or by artists or what have you. I thought that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And so I start looking for these guys, try to find how to contact artists. Good luck. It's like, and you call CGC and they're of no help. Why is that, I wonder? Because they're doing it themselves, right? They'd rather have people send the books to them than to me. So anyhow, I did get a hold of this particular fella's, I'll just say someone who knows him. And they referred me over to J. Scott Campbell's website. And I went there and I wrote them. I said, hi, how's it going? I introduced myself very politely and said, interested in booking J. Scott Campbell. What are his 2023 openings? Or is he available for 2000? They responded quite nice. Thanks for your interest. He's fully booked for 2023. I said, okay, no problem. I said, how about 2024? He wrote back. And they were pretty upset that I asked about 2024. And they said, we doubt there'll be any live comic conventions in 2024. And I'm like, well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? That's pretty morbid. So I wrote back, what do you mean? No live. And then they said, we are no longer talking about. And they were very curt and rude. And I was like, what the hell? Does J. Scott Campbell know that he's got these people who speak for him on behalf of him and are being rude to people who want to pay him exorbitant amounts of money? I don't know. I thought about contacting the person I know who knows him and letting them know that, you know, I contacted that agency and they were kind of rude. Kind of rude. Anyways, I don't give a rat's ass. You're rude, people. If you ever watch this video, don't hire rude people. I don't understand why people want people that are rude to represent them. Makes no sense to the comic doctor. Anyhow, all right, we'll continue here. We have a Avengers 55. And this one came back restored. Small amount of glue on cover, all 3 edges trimmed. Yikes. And a 2.5. I think this is actually a I think is a mechanical error. I think this one I think is one of Bobby's books that had a crack in it, I think. Pretty sure it is. Moving right along. Nice. We got a nice Incredible Hulk #1. Not that one. And this one's in a 9.8. Nothing wrong with that. That's a sick looking cover too. We've got a Ghost Rider #1, Volume 2, also in a 9.8. Let's keep that trend going. We got a Superman, Man of Steel 18, first appearance of Doomsday, in a 9.6. Right there. We have a Strange Academy #1, also in a 9. Oh, yeah, okay, good. In a 9.8. Sorry, guys, my computer has got a mind of its own there. A 9.8, which is great. You know what's better than one Strange Academy in 9.8? Another Strange Academy in 9.8. All right, let's go back to the chat while I clean these babies up. Wayne's here. How you doing, Wayne? Good to see you, bud. Mastro Report. That's a new one. How you doing, Mastro Report? Welcome to the channel. Wayne, where have you been? Busy, I guess. Like I said, guys, no, I'll just come out and tell you, my dad has been not doing too hot. He was admitted to hospital last Thursday. It has been a very tiring week. He seems to be bouncing back, which is good. And that's why I've had the energy to come on here, because I was really bummed out and I didn't really feel like doing videos, to be honest. And I'll be honest, I don't think I pressed one book this week. I've been at the hospital mostly and just kind of tired and bummed out. And I just have kind of taken a break and just kind of spent more time with my dad. But like I said, he seems to be bouncing back, but we got a long road ahead. So, you know, just keep trucking along, I guess, all we can do. So that's where I've been. And I'm also busy, but luckily the troops at the shop have been working diligently and books are getting done. I just had a huge box of CGC on Monday. Another big box will be going out probably next week as well. All right. Hulk says, smash the like button. I think Wayne is on the right track. Please hit that like button. It does help me out quite a bit, guys. And it's free. And it's just a nice thing to do. Can you press and clean vintage Marks Marvel action figures? Vintage Marks Marvel action figures. Yeah, that would probably melt them. Wayne, how is the submission coming? Are they dying down? Like, ooh, whoops, like the market. I have enough books to keep me going here. If I stop taking books right now, I could probably keep going with the staff as well and myself probably until the summer. To June, July, August of 2023. I have enough books on hand to get me there. Are things slowing down? Mailings aren't coming in as much. I'm not seeing as many mailings come in. But at the shop every week, like last week, it wasn't too bad, about 50, 60 books last week. But the week prior, I got about 150 books. And the week prior to that, another 150 books. So the subs are still coming in. It's like, yeah, the market's dying, but people still want to get their books graded. And I'm going to tell you, CGC is slammed because they're slowing down over there. Oops, sorry guys. They're slowing down over there as well, Wayne, which is crazy. They're slowing down over there as well. So I don't think, yeah, the market has slowed down. People still want their books graded, although they're being a little more selective as to what they're having graded, I think. But yeah, no, it's still going. And like I said, the shift into magazines is starting to happen now. The Sports Illustrated craze. I have, again, one big client from Chicago, and then I've got another 2 big clients with magazines. So if the comics die out, we just shift over to magazines. But I don't think the comics are going to die out that much, guys. I think it's a buying opportunity, just like it's a buying opportunity in the stock market. People are going to buy those books, and you know, I'm pressing books, or I'm not selling books. So people still have collections. True comic collectors are still going to get their books worked on and graded. You know, some of the guys that are just investors, they might take off and go look at, look for, smoother pastures, as it were. But the diehards are still here. Bad Hombre, my book, 9.2, I graded a 9.4, tough on my book. See, Bad Hombre, I told you I didn't lose your book. It's here. It's here. It's right here. It is safe. Warren is here. How you doing, Warren? Good to see you. RS Squad 911. Hey, Kev, finally made it to your live show. RS Squad 911, thanks for being here. And again, this was an impromptu. Those books arrived about 3 hours ago. I had 5 more boxes showed up on my doorstep. Well, not at my doorstep. They knocked on my door and I answered. But 5 more huge boxes showed up. And I said, I better do an unboxing and get these books, get my daughter organizing these books so I can get them back to you sooner rather than later. Now, tomorrow I am not going to be in shop. I'm not bringing books to the shop tomorrow. I'll bring if I owe you books, if I have books, I will contact you over the course of the next week to make arrangements to come next Saturday. Tomorrow I'll be in shop to take books in if people want to come in, and I'm going there to do some work. So yeah, but I'm not bringing books for delivery tomorrow. Okay, let's go back and let's show you some more. I got 3 more. I have 3 more box or 2. Oh, wow. How the hell did that happen? Look at this. Here we go. This is why you open the boxes, guys. Listen. So it's a Mr. Miracle 8.5. Unfortunately, we'll be heading back to CGC this week to be re-slabbed because it was trashed. And I'm going to, well, I'll put this to the side. Let's hope no more. Oh, guys, I didn't show you this. Sorry. I didn't show it to you. Sorry. There you go. There you go. So Mr. Miracle number 1. And as you can see, it has been through the ringer. And here is the pieces of the puzzle. So that baby will be going back to CGC probably this week sometime. Again, they fixed the problem. It's just, it's a pain in the ass because people have to wait longer, and that's, I don't like to make people wait. Let's hope there's no more in here. Isn't that weird? That book is all smashed up. The one right beside it is not. It's a 7.0 X-Men 101, first appearance of Phoenix. Here's a pretty interesting book. We've got a Patsy Walker Fashion Parade number 1 and an 8.5. And I would imagine these are all economy books that are coming back right now. Well, they are, because Bad Hombre, that was your book, was an economy book. And I would imagine that Mr. Miracle was an economy book too, which sucks because now they've waited, what, a year? Now it's got to go back for another month or 2. We've got a Daredevil number 13 and an 8.5. Again, guys, you have 3 boxes today. Going through the first box right now. We have a Detective Comics 211 featuring Catwoman on the front cover. And it belongs to Glenn Allen Spencer, as you can see right there. Glenn's name is right there. So thank you for that, Glenn. We also have an Avengers 181 in a 9.4. First appearance of Scott Lang, who becomes Ant-Man, the Ant-Man that we all know and love in the MCU. We also have an Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16, a book we see here quite frequently, in a 9 and a 9.2. All right, let's pack these babies up. Let's pack these babies up and talk to you guys some more. I've had 1 book at CCS since February, hasn't even made it to grading yet. It's Pierre, by the way. Hey, Pierre, how's it going? Good that you've clarified that. Yeah, that's the way CCS is a long haul. I've got another couple of books there right now, too. I sent books to CCS for people who wanted the Todd McFarlane signing, and I could not get the books done myself. So I get it. I get it. Wayne says, good to hear. Maybe we'll stop seeing 10 variants of every new book and speculating on every little piece of potential news of its new superhero. Well, I think we're in a bit of a flux right now. Things are changing. The movies are kind of losing their luster and their power, I think. And people still talk about it, but I mean, it's not like it once was, right? So who knows? Pat Pappy's here. Hey, Pappy. Hello, Doc. What month of submissions are pressing you currently in? I am currently still in June. There are a couple of small orders from May. In May that we're still finishing up. I was going to do them this week, but then, like I told you, things happened with my dad, so I just kind of put them on the back burner, but I'll get back to them this week. But I'm into June. Now, I was talking to a client today. A fella called and asked the same question about turnaround times. The June was a heavy month because I did the Toronto Comic Book Show in June. So I got a lot of submissions in June. July was kind of light. August was kind of light. September, it started picking up at the shop. I started getting a lot of guys coming to the shop. Summer was over. Guys were getting back into it. And then October, it started building up in September again. October, I had the Toronto Comic Book Show again. Massive turnout as per usual. And then November, and where we are right now, every week I'm getting books at the shop. The odd parcel being dropped off as well. But we are still working on June books. So hopefully we'll be into July in the next 3 weeks or so. That's what I'm hoping. We are slowly catching up, though. We are slowly catching up. Let's continue here so you guys can see we have in Teen Titans number 12. It's a cool cover in a 9.6. We have another Hulk, Immortal Hulk number 1 this time. I'm just checking for any more cracks. And this one's in a 9.8. Nothing wrong with that. And then Black Panther. That's a cool looking book. That'd be a nice one for Chadwick Boseman to have signed. I'm sure a lot of guys did have him sign it when he was still around in a 9.8. God rest his soul. We also have a first... Oh, yeah, here we go. Another one. Another busted. So, yeah, we got a couple more busted ones in here. We got a first appearance of Deathstroke. And as you can see at the bottom here, I don't know if you can see it or not, it's cracked. I'll turn it around. I'll just show it to you this way. Right there, you can see the giant crack. So this one will also have to go back to CGC. You know, again, it's just it's the nature of the beast. Sometimes I don't have any with cracks on it. It just sucks because, you know, again, this is an economy book. Someone's got to wait another month or two to get them back, which blows, right? It's not cool. So I'll put that one off to the side and I'll send that one back. That's also more paperwork for me. I got to go online. I got to print out all the paperwork for that. I got to ship it back. I got to pack it and ship it. It's more time for me. So it's not only annoying for you, the client, it's annoying for me, the submitter, because I got to keep doing it. But like I said, they're plastic. It's acrylic plastic. This one's not cracked. So I hopefully there's no more in there. We've got a nice X-Men, was it 54? And that is in an 8.5. And I believe this is just a Jim Steranko, is it not? Is that Jim Steranko? Am I wrong? No, that's not Steranko. No, I'm wrong. It's Windsor Smith. Okay. All right, I got Jim Steranko on my mind because I've been emailing with Jim Steranko himself. I didn't tell you though that an associate of mine, another comic book associate, has I found him through another comic dealer, has dealt with booking artists for the last several years through Fan Expo. And I reached out to him and he gave me. He said, yeah, I'll hook you up with a lot of these artists. So he gave me Jim Steranko's personal email, and I wrote to Mr. Steranko yesterday. He wrote back in an hour. So we're kind of playing email tag, trying to figure out. Jim Steranko might, if everything works out, might be the first person we bring up for a signature series event. Do you like Jim Steranko? Would you like to meet him or have him sign some of your books? Let me know. I'd like to know what you think, because he's one of the artists I'd like to bring up. All right, let's go. Let me finish this box off, and then I'll pack her up. We also, I love this book. We have a 9.0. This is my book? This could be mine. Thor 225 and a 9.0. No, it's not mine. I wish it was mine. And as we saw from the thumbnail, on the front of the show, we have an amazing Spider-Man 46. First appearance of the Shocker. I love that. The Shocker in a 6.0 with a cool date stamp right there. Love those date stamps. I do anyway. Some guys don't. All right, let's go back to the chat while I pack these up, and then I'll pull over the next box in just a moment. I'll give you my 50 Hulk 340s, most likely in March to press. Pierre says CBCS slabs are so much stronger. I'll tell you, I just cracked out some books today from the CBCS, and yeah, they're the new CBCS slabs are beasts. They are not fun to take apart, but they are much more rugged than the CGC ones. Shane's here. Shane says, can Funko Pops be sent to you to get signed and sent to PSA to get graded? I don't deal with PSA or Funko Pops or any of that stuff. I'm strictly a comic and magazine guy. So yeah, I don't send toys to PSA. I'm not sure who would do that. Yeah, Patty's Projects, wicked. I dig the date stamps. Also, always neat to see. I love them, Patty. I think they're cool. You know, it kind of places the book in history. Oh, we already know what year they come back, but hey, John, how's it going? Good to see you. All right, guys, I'm going to open up the next box. 2 more boxes to go. I have no clue what is in there. Now I have another 3 boxes downstairs. I will try to do another unboxing by Sunday and get these all organized and many for pickup or shipping for next week. All right. Any more questions there? No? Okay, John's there. Guys, give me 1 second. I will be right back. Probably 15 to 20 seconds. See you in a sec. All right, here we go. We start the next box off with a Marvel Zombies #1 in a 9.6. We also have a Fantastic Four #22 in a 9.4. We've got a Thunderbolts. Use a thicker one here. A Thunderbolts #1. This is an 8.5. See why they're giving this an 8.5. That's a pretty, gotta have some kind of real defect for an 8. Well, that's a part of it. Oh, I see at the bottom here. Lots of creasing down there. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. All right, moving right along. We have an Avengers #1, Dark Avengers, sorry, #1 in a 9.6. We have a Gargoyles #1 in a 9.8. Because is that a newsstand or they always only have that? We have a Venom Lethal Protector in a 9.4. Nice. Wolverine #1 White Pager in a 9.8. Nothing wrong with that. All right, let's pack these babies up. See what you guys are talking about. What I want to do. That is not what I wanted to do. Let's go over to the chat window. All right, let's see here. Okay, we see. Patty's Wicked. Okay, yeah, John says hello. Patty's Project says, I feel like I'm at the movie theater every time we get the Wicked Be Right Back. Well, it's better than me standing up and you hearing everything, you know, falling down, and a little cleaner, I thought, you know. Treasury Edition, Steranko, wow, on top of being a great artist, he was one of the coolest signatures ever. Would be great if he could do an event. I think so too. He is quite the character. But again, it all comes down to what he charges for his appearance fee. You know, of course, you got to fly them in, you got to put them up, you got to get them hotels, I don't know if you pay for their food or not, you probably do to a certain extent. And then there's the actual day of the event. Do you just take books in and then the next day at the hotel get the signatures? I don't know. I have to figure that all out. But it does sound like a lot of fun. I wouldn't mind doing it once in a blue moon. But again, maybe we'll try it once and see. You know, I know Rob at the Toronto Comic Book Show is very keen on doing it. So we'll try it. You know, we'll try it so long as we can, as long as it's, you know, I don't think even Rob or even myself, I don't really care about making thousands and thousands of dollars on it. It's more of a, how can I say this? It's not about making, like, we always want to make money. Sure, if you can make some bucks on it, it's always a nice thing. But to me, it's just, it'll make the event a lot more fun, you know, a lot more exciting if you're doing a Toronto Comic Book Show and then in the back, you know, Jim Steranko is there. And because the Toronto Comic Book Show is so, it's not the Fan Expo. It's not this massive beast of a show. It's a much more intimate show. And that's why I like it. So people, we'd get another room in the back and people could take their time and say hello and, you know, maybe get a picture with him or shake his hand or whatever, right? Or fist pump nowadays. It'd be a lot of fun, I thought, you know? And Rob feels the same way. So it's something that we'd like to do, but we'll see if it works. Only time will tell. Again, we'll see. It's really hard, honestly, to get in touch with these artists and creators. All right, next we have a SpiderMan 529, a book that I always find really hard to get in a 9.8. I don't know. First Iron Spider. We have a first appearance of, or origin of, sorry, Spider-Man 2099 in a 9.8. Number 1. I have not seen any invoices yet, so I don't know if it's a one-person order or a many-person order. We have a Carnage Mind Bomb number 1 in a 9.6. It's a cool looking book. We've got it. Oh, these are John's books, I think. Let me see. I think these are John's books. Yes. Secret Invasion number 1 in a 9.4. These were not there very long. At CGC, I mean. Wolverine, Volume 366, Old Man Logan in a 9.6. Ultimate Fantastic Four, number 21 in a 9.4. Oh, here we go. Got one invoice here. Economy. These are somebody's books from last year. We've got a Thor 148, first appearance of the Wrecker. It's a cool cover. In a 6.5. I gotta pack these babies up. It's getting too high again, guys. Let me just pack these up. I'll move the invoice over here. Remember, I've got another box coming your way on this Friday night. Let's go back on over to the chat and see what you guys are saying. Bill Parker says, if you don't like CGC and their signature agreement, then don't do it. Real simple. If you don't like CGC and their signature agreement, then don't do it. What are we talking about, Bill? I'm not sure what we're talking about. John says, well, 40 seconds. Sorry. Just sold my 9.8 Gargoyles. Oh, really? Sweet. Cool cover, actually. I used to like that Gargoyles show. It wasn't too bad. I think it was the same kind of animation as Batman the Animated Series, if I remember correctly. Patty's Project says, a hotel with a convention room or something like that might be good for a double whammy for saving some bucks and travel for whoever. LOL. Yeah. You know what? Like I said, it's you put someone like a Steranko in there or anybody for that, any big name artist to draw people to the show. You know, but everything costs money, right? So not only do you have to consider his fees, but you got to then consider, you know, some people are going to want their books graded, and there's no discount on the grading. The grading is the grading. It's the same as always, right? So you got to consider that, whatever that might be, whether it's an economy book or well, it would be economy, probably economy or standard tiers. And then, yeah, it can be pricey. And are people going to want to foot the bill for that? I don't know. So, yeah. I mean, I did an event in Niagara Falls several years ago with Jim Starlin and George Perez. I think I mentioned it here before, and that was a lot of fun. I think I paid $110, and I got a dinner, a 2 or 3 course dinner. It was like a main course, a dessert, and a coffee or tea. And I was in a room with about 50 other people, and George Perez and Jim Starlin. And they just walked around and gave everybody, 10 minutes to shoot the shit with them, 5-10 minutes. You got a picture with Jim Starlin or with George or both, and they signed a few books, a few books. Now, CBCS was there witnessing. It wasn't, CGC was not. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like, something like that, I think, is a lot of fun. And I have pictures of George Perez from that event. And it means a lot. It was a lot. It was a great night. I really do remember it. And it was a lot of fun. If we could offer something like that, but again, if they're charging 20 grand or 30 grand or some crazy amount, I just think it's not possible, right? If they charge 10,000 or 5 to 10 or $12,000, believe it or not, you know, with the ticket sales, you can make it happen. But no A-list artist or writer or creator is going to do it for like $2,000 for a day, unless they lived right next door. I don't think they would. So that's the only dilemma. All right, let's keep going. Got a lot of books still, and a whole other box. I am just checking, guys, to make sure there are no cracks on these, so I can send them back. All right, next we have a Thor 165, first appearance of him. So here we got also, oh, that's a cool one, Thor 193. And this one is in a 5.0. The Silver Surfer appearance. We also have, oh, I love this one, Tales of Suspense, first appearance of Whiplash, and a 6.0. Now this one here again, this book commonly has that tanned front, you know what I mean? So now I'm seeing it white as the day it was printed. A lot of guys are cleaning these books. They look brand friggin' new. And I mean, it does look good. I'm not saying it doesn't look good. It looks good. But then when you open the book up and the interior pages are kind of off-white or cream to off-white, and your cover looks like it's brand new, all of a sudden, you know, it becomes it's obvious the book has been cleaned. And that's where people are getting stung over at CGC with that conservation grade. Like there was a guy on Facebook, I think he actually used this book as an example. He lightened it up, and I'm telling you, it looked fantastic. I'm not saying it doesn't look great. It looked amazing, but it looked, I think, to the eyes of someone who's grading it, somewhat unnatural. It looked as though it was pretty obvious it had been worked on. So that's the only thing. And that's why I like sticking to pressing and cleaning with dry cleaning with the most benign techniques to keep it from that chance of it getting a restored or conserved grade. But you know what? That's me. That's my opinion. Not everyone's going to feel the same way, and that's totally cool. To each his or her own. Okay, we've got a Thor 134 and a 4.5. The Grand Evolutionary. And then we have a Thor 166 to go along with that 165. And this one is in a 5.0. We'll do one more and we'll shift over. Okay. We got a modern invoice here, which is kind of weird, but okay. We've got a Spawn #1, and when you get a Spawn #1, you want it to be a 9.8, baby. And we have a 9.8 right there, guys. All right, and oh, right there, sweet. Gonna pack these babies up again. Guys, I had 27 of you in the room. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, that'd be fantastic. Also, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We're about 100 people away from our big giveaway when I hit 2,000 subscribers. 110 or 105 people away. So hit that subscribe button, join in the fun, giving out a lot of fun prizes when I hit 2,000 subscribers. If you want to see what the prizes are, I did a whole video on it. Check my playlist for video for, I think it's like a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Check it out and you'll see some of the stuff I'm giving away, and I'm probably going to give out a little bit more. So go have a look. All right. In fact, another comic book Dr. Channel subscriber has offered to give me some books to give away as well. So yeah, guys, there'll give you a lot of prizes, and I think I'm going to make it a live giveaway. You have to show up and actually be here for it, but I don't know. We'll see. I might change my mind on that. Let's go back to the chat. Let's see if anybody else is talking. Oh, there we go. Patty says, oh, we said that already. Warren says, yeah, but would have to go to CBCS though? CBCs though? CGC. No, what happens, Warren? I think you're asking about the signature series process. What would happen is, because I'm a facilitator, I would have to hire. Now I can't witness. As a facilitator, all I can do is arrange the event and organize the event and get it approved by CGC, Signature Series. Once they approve the event, it goes on their website or whatever, and then I have to find some people to do the witnessing. Now, the witnessing is kind of interesting. I know a couple of guys that are CGC witnesses that live right here next door to me. And I might even have like Roy become a witness or whoever, and other guys I know. If some of you want to become witnesses, you can, if you live local to me. Because CGC actually pays you to be a witness. Now, I don't know how much they pay you, but they'll pay you for your time if you are a witness. I cannot witness anything. So I have to find witnesses, and then what happens is at the event, say I did the event and whoever is there, the witnesses witness the signings, and then once that's done, I take the books, and then whether people want them pressed or cleaned by me or CCS, I could send them off there, and then I can arrange to have them all graded as well. And then they come back with a yellow label. That's pretty much all it is. John says, hit the button, please. John says it, and I say it too. John loves the gargoyles. Patty's project is definitely a lot of hurdles for that sort of thing. It is. It's a lot of work. It might be just too much work to even do, but I want to try it at least once. When's the next sale? Thanks for asking, Rob Bin. I have postponed the sale. I'm not sure when. I got to talk to Chris and see. Maybe it's maybe next Saturday. I will talk to him. I could do it tomorrow night because actually things have kind of, like I said, things have made it to turn for the better. My dad is doing a lot better. Last weekend, I was really worried, man. I thought the worst. Last Sunday, I was not in a good place, and he wasn't in a good place either. But then 2 days ago, he kind of snapped out. No, it was yesterday. He kind of snapped out of it, and then today I saw him. He's looking a little bit better. So I'll talk to Chris Reynolds, and we'll see. And but guys, when I do that sale, Chris is bringing some sweet CGC slabs. It's completely a CGC sale. If you're into CGC books, you're going to want to be here for it. But just keep your ear to my Instagram page and my Facebook page and TikTok, and I'll start pumping it once it happens. It was supposed to be tomorrow, but we are postponing it. And also tomorrow I am not bringing books to the shop for pickup. So that'll happen again next Saturday. Sorry if that caused any inconvenience. It was just a really crazy week, and I don't have anything ready to bring back tomorrow. Shane, hey Shane. Okay, thanks for letting me know. No problem. Jason Todd, how you doing, Jason? Hope you're feeling better after the Joker had his way with you. Hoping to see my reholder today. Well, let's have a look and keep going. We have some more in here. Let's go back. V for Vendetta in a 9. I thought they were going to give this book a 9.6. You know, I was hoping for the 9.8, but I had a feeling it was going to go 9.6. We also have The Boys in a 9.4. Hero-gasm in a 9.8. And a Deadpool #1, they gave it a 9.0. Wow, they were generous. They were generous with this one. We worked on this one. It must have been in the press like 5 times. Seriously. Guys, remember, if you are seeing books coming back here, and the modern books coming back 9.2, 9.4, 9.6 even, 9.0, modern books, my friends, you have to really inspect them very carefully. And yes, pressing is going to help them. We can get a lot of the problems out of the books. But if there is color loss, if the paper has been pinched, this book, the Deadpool book I just showed right here, this book has a cardboard, like a thicker card cover. It's not a simple, it's even got a raised lettering on it. I'm sure you're familiar with the book. The book's not an easy book to press because it doesn't press out as nice as, say, a newsprint book would, right? So it's really up to you to scrutinize the books you're going to send in. Be realistic and say, does this book, I mean, look, if you don't care what the grade is, then that's fantastic. But if you are really hunting for those 9.8s, the book should look almost as close to a 9.8 as possible before you even submit it. That's if it has a defect, it has to be, I shouldn't say they have to be minute. We can do some remarkable things, okay? But use your best judgment and try to determine whether or not the problem can be fixed with the press. And if the papers have been pinched, if the paper has a very sharp crease in it, like, no, you're not going to see that, but if it has a sharp crease, it's a good chance that is not going to come out completely. If there is color loss, we cannot magically make the color reappear, and they're going to crucify the book. CGC is going to look over those modern books with a fine-tooth comb, and they're going to hammer it. They're not going to give it that 9.8 unless the book looks friggin' good, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes books get 9.8 that really probably shouldn't be a 9.8. We've seen it all the time. And sometimes we see books that are 9.6 or 9.4. We're like, why the hell is this book not a 9.8? That happens. But, looking at these, I'm pretty sure these are John's books, if I remember correctly. There's a lot of, these books actually got really nice grades. I'm pretty happy with these grades. I don't know if John will be happy. I am. Because some of these I thought were gonna come back even lower. And they came back not bad. 9.6, 9.4, 9.8, 9.0. That's not bad. 9.0 on this book, I'm telling you, is a good grade for this book. But be realistic when you're sending them in. Keep your expectations in check. Don't think because you're getting them pressed, it's an automatic 9.8. It doesn't work that way. Shit. If it worked that way, man, I would shut down this place and do my own books because I get all these 9.8s coming back, right? It's not the way it works. Now, yeah, we're going to make them look a hell of a lot better, but the 9.8s aren't always a guarantee. Okay, let's go back to the chat and see what's going on. Warren says, that's interesting. Okay, I think we're talking about the show. John says, glad to hear Pops is doing better, Kev. Thanks, John. Yeah, it was a scary, scary week, man. It was a scary week. My dad's 84, and he just was acting very strange last week in terms of his speech and his mobility, and took him to the hospital, and he regressed really quickly. Like his symptoms became very, very bad, and by Sunday, he was in a really bad shape. And I was like, oh boy. And I think I talked to you, John, at that point, or maybe shortly thereafter. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday was again. Once he got into his own room at the hospital, things kind of stabilized a bit, but he was still uncommunicating. He wasn't communicating at all. His eyes were closed. He was out of it, almost like in a coma almost. And at 84 years old, you worry, right? And then today, or yesterday, I should say, he was sitting up and talking, although he's very confused, very delirious, but he's like physically in much better shape. All right. Cleveland Warren Jr., good evening from Florida. Hope all are well. Holy cow, how you doing in Florida? Bet it's nice and warm down there. -2 today here in Oshawa, Ontario. But thanks for joining us, Cleveland. You know what, guys? I have another box to share with you. So if you don't have any plans, sit back and relax and enjoy the next box. Let me go to my be right back, and I will be, in fact, right back. Give me about 35 to 40 seconds, and I'll be right back with the other final box of the night. See you in a second. Here we go again, box number 3. Here we go. Look at those colors. Black Panther number 1 and a 9.4. We have a She-Hulk number 1. Do people still want to buy She-Hulk? I don't know. It's a nice book, actually. Not a bad copy. Pretty nice copy, actually. This copy's a 9.4. Also brilliant colors there as well. We have another She-Hulk. This one is a 9.6, equally as nice in my opinion. Do we have any more She-Hulks? No, that's it. We have a Marvel Team Up 141. Ties with Amazing Spider-Man 252 for the first appearance of the black costume, Daredevil and Black Widow appearance. Yeah, but you know what? I think 252 is a nicer looking book. But this one also, it says it ties. So what can I say? If it ties, it ties. There it is right there in an 8.5. Okay, we have an Amazing Spider-Man 298 and a 9.6. And we have a Star Wars #1. Are these John's books? It's John's book, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. In a 9.0. All right. The pile is high. The pile is high. Chat window. Let's go back and I will pack these babies up. 84. That generation is unstoppable. I'm going to tell you, man. His vitals, my dad, his vitals, he's smoked since he was like, I don't know when. He's a chain smoker, or was a chain smoker. But his heart is like strong as a bull, man. Cholesterol's perfect. Blood pressure's perfect. Just, yeah. A little bit of that dementia. You know what I mean, guys? When you get to that age, and that's what was very scary about the whole thing. Haven't seen any of my books. John, your books, John, were unpacked. I did an unboxing. The last unboxing, your books, I believe, were there. Your Hulk 181 and your ASM 129, right? I believe. Because I have a box out there. My daughter organized it, and your name is on it. So I have books that do belong to you, John. So, and I'm pretty sure I showcased those. So check out the video from last week. I'm pretty sure it's on there. Oh, low at 60, high 66, high 80. Oh, okay, nice. I'll take the 81 all day long, Cleveland. John says, spoke too soon. These are yours, John? All right, there you go. But you have more books, like your older books. They were here. Sam says, nice to be able to watch and unbox without worrying about my books coming back. Next year, it'll be a different story. Yeah, soon. I'm looking at I'm going to shave this off, I think. Shave this off. Looking at myself, and it looks too scraggly. I don't know. We'll see. I keep looking at myself with my beard there. I don't know. Well, should I shave it off or should I keep it, guys? Let me know. All right, I'm going to go back to the next batch. Here we go. We got a Moon Knight #1. Are these yours, John? I forget, man. 9.0 Moon Knight #1. We have another Moon Knight. This one is an 8.5. And that one's a newsstand, by the way. Whoops. And this one is not. This is a direct copy with Spider-Man at the bottom corner. We also have a, oh, this is not bad, a Star Wars 68 and a 9.2. Oh, we got a few more of those Black Panthers. These are yours, John, I believe. We got a 9.4. Great colors on those. A lot of 9.4s on those Black Panthers, though. But you know what, John? There's always a saving grace, isn't there? There's always a little treat sometimes. Santa Claus sometimes brings a treat. Look, I was trying to hide it for you. 9.8. There you go, buddy. At least one's a 9. But it was a pretty big book in a 9.8. I don't know if it still is or not. Because things are changing. You know, the market has changed. 9.8, and it's a white pager. Top dollars right there. Congratulations on that. I'm glad you got at least one in a 9.8. Sam says, keep the beard for winter, shave it in the summer. That's what I'm doing. That's what I usually do. The problem is my barber, who I use for my beard. I have a hairdresser and a barber. My barber, he kind of shut down his shop, and now he's opened up again, but he's not very close. He's all the way almost in Ajax, which is like a 25-minute drive. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to go all the way to Ajax. Rob Bin says, shave it into a handlebar mustache and dye it blonde like Hulk Hogan. Oh, yeah. I was going to do a Hulk Hogan impersonation, but I can't do it. I'd probably sound like Randy Macho Man or something like that. Yeah. Usually I'll leave a little goat there. I can get rid of this and keep this kind of a beard here. We'll see. We'll see how my dad was in the hospital. He goes, shave your beard. So maybe I will for my dad. We'll see. We will see. These guys, I think these are all John's books because he had a lot of books, right, John? You had a lot of books. And they came back pretty quick, eh? I told you they would. Yep. All right, let's keep going here. We got, all right, now we've got some, we got a 9.4 in a Secret Wars #1. Come on. We also have, again, it's nice to have one. Oh, cool. Okay, this one, they didn't mention anything about a Canadian price variant because this one is the Canadian price variant right here. And the Canadian price variant came back a 9.8 white pager. That's fantastic. We also have a 9.4 of Amazing Spider-Man 252 right there. And here, look at this. I'm pretty satisfied with this too. Look at this. We got a 9.6. This is a newsstand copy and a 9.6. But on top of that, we get a regular copy, but in a 9.8. And again, white pages. Guys, I'm telling you, there's some guys out there that they don't want off-white pages when it comes to modern books. They're that specific. In their modern books, they have to be 9.8 and they have to be white pages. I've seen it happen time and time again. I'll be at a show, they'll have a book in their hand, it's a 9.8. Oh, it's going out of focus there. Anyways, they'll say, wait, no, it's off-white, don't want it. It has to be a white page or I don't want it. Anyways, congratulations on that. Another 9.8, which is fantastic. We also have another Moon Knight book for you, John, and it's a 9.4. All right, so let's put those away for you. You've got another 7 or so books in this box to go through. So far, no cracks, no splits, no nothing, no chips, which is a good thing. Let's go back to the room here. Is there anything else being said here? Good job, Carol. I'm glad. Yeah. It's nice to see, it's nice when you sell multiple books and it's better to have all 9.8s. That's the real payday. But it's nice to get at least 1 or 2, my gosh. Because that's let's be honest, when it comes to modern books, that's if you're in the market to sell them, that's where you're going to get your most money. And to be honest, I would probably move the lower grade ones and hang on to the 9.8s and put them away for a rainy day because I have a feeling some of these books are going to increase in value again. It'll come back around. All right. Next, we have some more a lot of Secret Wars books. And yeah, here's the invoice here. And this is a John Sherwood book. Yes. All 25 here. This is your invoice, John. So these are all your books here. We have a Secret Wars 7 and a 9.6. They do like those 9.6. Let's be honest. They really, really do. Luke is in the house. How you doing, Luke? Another 9.6 as well. I got to check for cracks. Secret Wars 3 and a 9.6. Yeah, not looking like we're going to get a 9.8 on these guys for some reason. Let's see. They're pretty books. They're pretty books. They're crisp, nice, pretty books. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's a 9.6 again. It is what it is, guys. This one I could see why. Okay. Oh! Look at this, guys. Oh, this is terrible. Check this. This is a 9.4. It's a 9.4, right? Look at this. Let me go back to the main camera here. This, again, is my problem with their stupid inner well. Look at this. Can you see that? Look at the bottom corner there. Right there. See that? Right there? Yeah. So, what's up with that, right? The book... The book, you can see, it's not a 9.8 book anyways. I can tell it's not a 9.8 book, but... It's like, why in the hell was the book damaged when it was put inside the sleeve here? There's no, don't think for a second. Don't think for a second that book left my office with this you know, with this bend. Can you see that right there? Right there, look. You can even see the cover's even popped up a little bit. It's pushed up a little bit. See, that's not cool. And I'm not sure what to do about that. I might have to, I don't know. I may send that back. I'll talk to you, John, and see what you think about it. The book's not going to get a higher grade than a 9.4. I can see that. But that was caused after the fact. After the, after the grade was given. Here we got a 212 X-Men and a 7.0. And finally we have and these guys were a little rougher. And this one here is a Marvel Premiere 28. Cool book and a 6.5. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. I'll go backwards a bit. Here we go. A Marvel Premiere and a 6.5. And then we had the X-Men 212 and a 7.0. And that's also a newsstand copy. And then we went to that last book that I was just showing you. All right. And is that it? That's it. All right. So I can go over to the chat room, see what you guys are saying. And then I will, I'll buzz off very soon. What time is it? We've been on here for almost an hour. Yeah, but that's not bad. Getting quick at doing these, unboxings. That was 3 boxes in less than an hour. All right. Let's go back to the chat. Anybody else have anything to say? Let's see. That ASM 252.96 newsstand is a Canadian price variant worth lots of dough. They are worth a lot more, yes. Dean Scott says, Jesus, I hate their inner wells, man. I absolutely hate their inner wells. I've been saying it for months. I'm not saying that every book gets damaged in their inner wells. Obviously they don't, but they do squish the book sometimes. Pappy says, cool. I have about 2 months till my submission month. I'm thinking about doing a pre-screen of 9.8. You know what, Pappy? Sometimes it's not a bad idea. And, especially if you really have your heart set on a certain grade on your books and you don't want to spend the money, a pre-screen is a hell of a lot more economical, right? If you don't care, because some guys don't care. They just want to grade them all on the chips fall where they may, and they'll sell them, and that's that. But some guys do want to do the pre-screen. The only caveat with the pre-screens, you have to have 25 book minimum, right? You just can't send. Yeah, well, John, we'll talk about that when they come pick them up. We'll send it back. But I have to email them on that. I got to take pictures. I got to send it back. I got to see what they say, then send it back. I don't know. Right? It's a real pain. But yeah, pre-screen is a good idea, I think, with modern books, especially if you have, you don't want anything less than a 9.4 or 9.6 or 9.8. And some people think, and I don't know if there's any truth to this, any merit to this at all. They think if you do the pre-screen and you indicate, say, 9.8 or 9.6, they will try to give you those 9.6 and 9.8. So they want the dollars for the grading, right? But I don't know if that's any truth to that or not, but that some people have that in their head that that's the way it works. So I don't know, but it's certainly something to consider. Dave says, J Cab, just getting caught up. Sorry to hear about your dad. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, Dave. Like I said, I think he's on the mend, but it's going to be a lot of weeks of rehabilitation to get him back to where he was prior to what happened, into his setback that happened a week or so ago. And those of you that have seen my father, if you've come to my home and you've seen my dad in the summertime, he's sitting, he's very quiet, doesn't say very much, but his memory was not bad, and he knew who everybody was. Today he didn't have a clue who's, well, I shouldn't say I have a clue. He just gets confused. You gotta remind him who you are, and then he remembers. But the doctor seems to think over the next few weeks it's gonna get better. So hopefully it will. Pappy, pre-screen 25 ASM 300. You could. I tell you, I had a dealer. He gave me, and this is going back a few months. He gave me 100 pre-screens, and we didn't press any of them. We didn't press one of them. And out of that 100, I think 60% came back 9.8s. So he was pretty happy, right? And then he saved the $25 pressing fee. So I mean, and then when you get the rejects back, then you can press those rejects and try it again, right? That's the beautiful thing about it. But it's certainly something to consider. Guys, listen, thank you so much for coming out today and joining me for this live CGC unboxing. I have 3 more boxes in queue to come up here to unbox for you. One of them contains magazines as well. So if you've got magazines outstanding, I think a few will be in there. I don't think a few. I know there'll be a few in there. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'll probably do an impromptu video again because the way things are around here right now, everything's kind of up in the air. So I'll probably do impromptu videos. And like I said a few weeks ago, I do want to do a video on humidity, relative humidity. It's very, very important when you're pressing comics. For those that do your own books or are dabbling in it, you're going to want to listen to that video. And I also want to do a video on the Indiana Jones trailer that just dropped. So I got some feelings about that. It'll be a very quick video. That'll come up maybe the next day or so. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thanks a lot for coming around. Have a great weekend. I'll probably see you on Sunday, at the latest on Monday. And until then, take care. Have a fantastic night. Hope to see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.